the hell's going on, everyone?
Good morning, Chatty House.
Good morning.
Energy's up.
Hi, hello.
Tuesday.
Vibes are way up.
I tell you what, going to sleep at 9 o'clock has really helped me out.
Yeah, I've been in bed at 9. I've been having a hard time going to sleep. But I think it's just because I don't drink enough water.
Probably.
I think that's the big
Usually
big
kind of
holdup
everything
for me.
in life kind of circles around drinking water.
Yeah. I always have to get out of bed, and then I got this whole little stretching routine I do, and I read before bed. And the last time I looked at the clock last night, it was like 10:40 something.
I tried to get to bed early last night. I was just so excited.
Yeah, Joe's here.
I was
everyone.
just so
Joe
excited,
Brazil's in the
guys.
building,
I'm
everybody.
back. Yeah. Good morning, everybody. Feels great to be back.
Russ, Warren, Miss
Up for our
McTen,
guy.
Brian,
Joe.
Steven, Tyler, good morning. Michigan, good morning.
Joe, I will hit the voice guy button on the way back.
On the rejoin?
Yeah.
Okay.
Manny, good morning. Zabel, good morning.
Hi, everybody.
Curtis,
Hello.
Norm's in here. Was in here. Might be in here.
Hey, can I tell you how dope it is that you guys still jump in here at 6:56 in the morning?
It's facts. Co's in here. Good morning, Co. Good morning, Tony.
Now, Joe, we told
Good morning,
Joe
Floyd.
to hold off for a while
Yes.
because there was a bunch of stuff going on in promotions. There's a lot of miscommunication between the programming side and the promotion side, and I didn't want to jeopardize what Joe is doing. So we just said, okay, we're just going to put this all on hold, and then I knew that we were going to have some changes coming at the station.
It all seems like it's going to be working out, though, guys, for sure.
Yeah, it does.
So
We've had a lot of really good communication.
Definitely.
You and me, you and Mark, me and Mark. It's been great.
What's up,
So,
Tony C.
yeah.
Ken Dog?
hello.
I didn't send it over, Russ.
Keeps it G. Good morning, everyone.
Hey. Yo, what's up, y'all? What's up? An old fashioned at 7 in the morning, Tony. I like how you party.
Shout out, Tony.
Dude, my guy.
Eric, what's up?
Oh, I didn't hit the. That's fine. We're gonna be a little late. All right, we're just gonna whack this promo.
Tough loss keeps it G. Seemed like maybe
Alright,
there was a little
20
comeback in the
seconds.
cards, but yeah, tough loss.
Yeah,
The Sharks are just teetering on maybe next year's the
they're
year.
a year early.
Exactly.
They're a year early. Go to bed. Hey, you know what time it is.
We got an intro?
That intro's gas.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, that's pretty fire.
That's Jesse Tapia. I'm Kyle Madsen. Joe Brazil behind the glass, everybody. That's right. Our guy Joe in the building. Big round of applause for Joe.
Good morning. Good
Man.
morning.
So we're gonna have Joe with us. Hopefully, typically 4 days a week. Joe is a big shot in promotions now.
No, that's facts. Joe goes
It
to
was-
events, he signs babies, all that stuff.
I don't want to put promotions business on blast here because our promotion staff is outstanding. Top to bottom, they're great. And have been since I got here. And what promotions does for a radio station, for a radio cluster, is massive. When you see our tent out at Aftershock or out at
Golden One
out
Center.
at Golden One Center or out at Hard Rock or whatever it is, you see that's promotions.
Yeah.
Our promotion staff is there doing stuff. The Run to Feed the Hungry, that's all promotions. Like everything that
Out there
If
in the
we do-
rain, out there in the heat.
doesn't matter. They're gonna be there.
I remember I was a promotions vet once upon a time.
Dude.
So,
And now you're here.
salute.
Look at you. Never give up on
I
your
used to be
dreams,
Joe Brazil.
kid. So almost literally like following that exact same
No,
path.
legit,
Well
yeah.
done, Joe. So in very rapid succession. Again, I don't want to air out all promotions business, but Joe went from like, hey, he's the new guy who's gonna just do whatever we ask. Like, oh, hey, we need coffee. Joe, can you go get it? Like that kind of thing.
Yeah.
To, hey, Joe, do you want to just run the promotions department for a little bit?
It's that meme, just accidentally became important at work.
It did.
What do I do?
That's exactly what
Yeah.
happened. So there was a lot of change happening in that department. There was obviously there have been a lot of changes at the station. Hello, hi, welcome everybody to the Jump.
Oh yeah, second show
with Kyle Madsen and Jesse Tapia. It's our second show, 7 to 9 a.m. every single day with you. This is not some special thing. This is not some trade deadline week thing. This is the new lineup. It's unsportsmanlike from 3 to 7 a.m. That's a terrific national show put on by ESPN. Evan Canty and Michelle, love all three of them. Chris Canty, the Super Bowl winning defensive lineman, is actually going to join us Thursday at 8:15. That's a 48-hour tease. Lock in, everybody. But it's us, 7 to 9. Then the great Rich Eisen, the Rich Eisen show from 9 to noon. ESPN 1320's Rich Eisen.
Yeah, shout out Rich.
From 9 to noon.
Might be getting lunch next week.
And and then during his show? Oh, right after. You can just go right
I don't know.
after.
We might be. Don't ask, dude. My favorite coworker right there.
The Jump Rewind from noon
Shout
to
out
2.
Michigan.
And then D'Lo and KC from 2 to 6. That's the new lineup. So we knew we had a bunch of changes coming, and finally, as this was all kind of coming down, we all got on the same page finally. And Joe is going to be with us most weeks, 4 days a week, Tuesday through Friday, and we're thrilled to have him. So welcome back, Joe.
Thank you, guys. Yeah, I've already said it all before, but just to be able to come out here and do this with you guys, it's really exciting.
Yeah, to hell with that. Thoughts on the Kings?
Yeah.
How we doing?
Not very well.
Your least favorite season of all time?
Yes. You guys haven't checked in on me in a while on the Kings. It's been tough. It's been really tough.
Well,
I mean,
I imagine for you especially because you're like eternal optimist guy. Like Jesse and I were just bemoaning how positive you are. It's 6:40 in the morning when you walked in. We're like, brother, God.
Sorry, I'll dim that down. That's on me. Sorry about that.
Read the room, Joe.
Yeah, I mean, for me, like I try to be optimist, and it's really tough.
You've got the Giants winning the World Series because they signed Luis Arias.
And I do actually, yes. So we have the best infield in baseball right now. Thank you very much. But yeah, I mean, it's just tough to watch. It's really sad. We've fallen so far from where we were.
I think
it feels like a shell.
I think we've gotten to a point where they've broken the Kennys and the Joes finally.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, Kenny yesterday.
Yeah.
Was alarming because Kenny Caraway, D'Lo and KC, 2 to 6, is always, and I appreciate and respect this about him and people who and Joe and people who view the world this way, of when something bad happens, actually, here's why this could be good.
Yeah, or there's just a way to figure it out.
Right. It's actually, this is bad, but here's like the optimist side. Here's the glass half full side. I can't live that way.
Oh yeah.
At least not I should say I don't live that way when it comes to sports.
Yeah.
I'm a glass half empty guy with sports.
I think I'm glass half full, but also like it gets to a point where it's like, yeah, this team just doesn't have it. I think that just comes with just watching teams lose over time and things like that. But yeah, like the Kennys and the Joes, like I said, there's always like, oh yeah, they'll figure it out and things like that. And then yesterday, Kenny's like, nope, they're gonna lose to Memphis. They'll probably lose to the Jazz. They're gonna lose to this team. The winning streak, the losing streak's probably gonna hit double digits. Like, yeah, it's bad. And it's just like, oh no, they got Kenny.
But I think it's impossible with this year's Kings to get anywhere else. Like they haven't given that. Like even last year, there was still like they fired Mike Brown, but then Doug Christie comes in and lost that first game to the Lakers and then won 7 in a row.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, hey, the play-in's right there. There was still all this like Domas is healthy. And now Keegan can take a leap. And Malik Monk, the backup point guard. Like you could, if you really wanted to, you could jump through enough hoops to paint some kind of optimistic version of what the Kings could be last year. This year, I mean, out of the gate, there's just none of that.
It was 2 weeks in. It's like, oh yeah, this team is not together. They're broken and disconnected. Like they're not really in sync at all.
Yeah, man.
I don't know.
Things aren't very good.
So bad, but yeah.
Lock into the Jump.
Yeah, more.
We'll let you know.
Yeah, more tomorrow. Well, that was a good show.
So obviously with the trade deadline coming up Thursday at noon is the trade deadline. Keep it locked here to ESPN 1320. We will obviously be covering any trade news here on the Jump. We have D'Lo and KC 2 to 6. We have the Jump Rewind from noon to 2. And if anything happens in that window, I will be here and I will jump on the mic and we will cut the mics on and be ready to rock and roll. We'll be ready to be with you live if some news breaks. So keep it locked to ESPN 1320. We'll have any new trade news. We, of course, had some stuff come down last night that James Harden wants out of LA. A shocker that James Harden wants to move teams. We have the Bucks submitting counter offers to teams on Giannis. So they have gone from not taking calls to taking calls to actually being like, okay, cool, we hear your offer here, we're going to make counter offers. Like they're actually having those discussions. But I was listening to D'Lo and Casey yesterday.
Nice, good show.
On the way home. It was a great show. And I was thinking about a discussion they were having with James Ham, because D'Lo and Casey is commercial free 2:30 to 3:30, and they had James Ham, our Kings insider, on for that hour. And he mentioned that, man, there's a high likelihood that Domantas Sabonis gets traded, but he brought up Malik Monk and all this other. And so I asked you, Jesse, and I would like to ask you, listener, 916-909-1320, 916-909-1320, if you want to join this conversation. If they can move one, assuming in my hypothetical, they can only move one of these guys, would you rather them move Domantas Sabonis or Malik Monk?
I feel like this is an easy answer. I'd go to Domantas Sabonis here.
Why?
Because that's one of the big, scary, bad contracts that we've talked about for the last half year and things like that. Like the Zach LaVine, DeMar DeRozan, feels like he's kind of the end of that group where it's like, hey, if you can move him, fine. If not, partial guarantee next year and things like that. But Domantas Sabonis and Zach LaVine are the two where it's like, yeah, it'll be tough to move. And if you finally get to a point where you're able to, then yeah, like I think that's the one you want to move, because it also gives time to Maxime Reynard, Dylan Cardwell. I don't know if anyone's expecting them to be your starting five going forward or anything like that, but it gives them time on the court to develop, and just more so you figure out who they can be for next season. Maybe gives you a little bit more transparency going into next season.
I definitely understand it, and I'm not anti-trading Sabonis. I feel like if they're moving Malik, though, it's because a team values Malik Monk, and I think a team would value Domantas Sabonis too. But the nature of his contract, I feel like if, like, listening to James talk about the potential offers yesterday, it feels like in a Sabonis move, they'd either be taking back a bad contract.
Yeah, Jakob Poeltl maybe, or something like that.
Or just not getting what they might be able to get for Sabonis. And again, I'm not in the camp that he's the best center in the league or anything like that. Like, I'm not, I have concerns about building around him as like your first or second best player.
Well, I asked too then, what are we looking for Domantas Sabonis? Like he can't be a bad contract and also, hey, we want 3 first-round picks.
Because he's expiring next year. And so I think if you wait, you might be able to get more from a team that's like, hey, he's expiring, or we can extend him at a number that's a little bit more palatable, and we can insert him into what we're already building.
He's got another year after next year.
2 years left.
Yeah, 2 years left after
That's
the
right.
season. Yeah.
Yes, 28
This is
25, 26. I hate the 2-year thing. 26, 27. Yes. 2 years left after this year.
Yeah.
So I believe that if a team is going to acquire Malik Monk, that it would be a team like Minnesota. It says, man, we really need this backcourt scoring. This is a $20-ish million player. We will take him. You can have Rob Dillingham. You can have Jon Berenger. You can a couple of picks. I think there's a package around Malik Monk that if he gets dealt, I think there'd be a lot of people who'd be bummed, because I think Malik is a lot of people's favorite player. But every trade package we hear about with Sabonis, every realistic trade package we hear about with Sabonis, all feels like, man, that's pretty uninspiring. If you're not getting a first round pick back, or if you're having to take the Emmanuel Quickley contract or the Jakob Poeltl contract, which again, James Ham has reported the Kings are not taking back the Jakob Poeltl contract. So if you're taking back the Emmanuel Quickley deal and you don't really have a place for him, I think if they're
what if they gave you a lottery protected first for this year?
I don't with Quickley?
Yeah, we could say, yeah, we'll attach that to Quickley's contract. For once the Kings finally get the good side of a deal. Someone else is attaching a pick to a bad contract here.
I guess maybe, but then you're back to having a bunch of point guards, and how does Emmanuel Quickley fit in long term? I've been on the record that I don't hate Emmanuel Quickley as a player, but it seems to me like if you can move Monk, which they want to do. They don't want to be in the Malik Monk business anymore. And you're getting back a young player and potentially maybe a second-round pick, couple second-round picks. That seems way more the type of deal you'd want to see the Kings make. Especially if they're still like, yeah, we think Sabonis can be a player for us.
See,
I think
the Kings are saying that.
Yeah, I think Sabonis is out on the Kings more than the Kings are out on Sabonis.
That's fine, but it's like we've done the Domantas Sabonis thing. It's like, what are you gonna keep him around for? You're gonna have a $45 million a year third option because we know he can't be your top two.
No doubt.
I'm sorry, like we've seen it, been there, done that. We're over it. For me, I think keeping Malik Monk around is. I'd rather do that, just given he's got an $18 million a year contract or whatever. It's easier to move, things like that. But also, I haven't given up on Malik Monk being a King going forward. I think he brings.
I have.
James was on here a few weeks ago talking about, hey, he's back in the good graces, things like that. I feel like we're sort of back.
Yeah, that's not.
I feel like we're sort of back.
No, he was on his best behavior.
Well, fine. Either way,
that means they're all in on Malik Monk.
Either way, like I'd rather Malik Monk. Like I don't know. I still see not necessarily a future, but I can buy into Malik being here rather than Domantas Sabonis. That's one of the bad contracts we talked about. I think if you got an opportunity to move it, I don't know if you want to take Jakob Poeltl back. Seems like they absolutely don't. But like if you got an opportunity to move Sabonis, like you do that. Like I don't know why we're getting like not you, but just in general, like why would we be getting cold feet? Like just getting here now.
If you're giving me, I don't know. I guess if you're getting a first round pick back.
Yeah, and a Sabonis, I'd expect a first round pick back. Like two, I don't know. Like I said, we talk about how it's a bad contract all the time. So like if I can get a one back for this year, maybe a lottery protector, and I guess even next year, like I might do that.
Honestly, you could.
Feels like the Raptors.
You could if you're the Kings, you might be able to talk the Raptors into not protecting the pick this year. And just make it like the optics on that. Can you imagine if they trade Sabonis and they're bringing back the Emmanuel Quickley contract? And okay, kick that can down the road. We'll figure it out. Emmanuel Quickley, not a bad player, just a very expensive player for kind of what he is. Toronto is 4th in the East right now.
Yeah,
they're 30-21. Toronto's going to make the playoffs.
Yes, no doubt. Toronto, if they make the right move, could come out the East.
Toronto is not going to be a lottery team. So saying here's a lottery protected first, no. If the optics of traded Sabonis and got back an unprotected first round pick,
that's good PR.
That's great PR.
That's good PR right
really
there.
Good PR.
Hey Scott,
I do wonder with Sabonis though the knee stuff, the fact that he was not on the bench the other night because he was getting treatment on his back, and Chris Biederman from the Sacramento Bee who joined us yesterday was talking about how Sabonis is moving around gingerly pregame. That makes me nervous. That makes me a little nervous.
Give me some more time, I guess. And we'll see with how he's feeling.
Okay.
I think ultimately if you traded him, he'd be all right.
Is there any pressure on the Kings front office to you? I want to. Okay, we're removing the Malik or Sabonis hypothetical. We're back in reality.
Yeah.
Is there any pressure on Scott Perry in the front office because we heard so much about how Scott's got all these great relationships and here's another little side piece on this. Sidebar, not side piece. Sidebar on this.
That out?
That's crazy. I have a little bit of a difficult time adhering fully to the idea that, this isn't Scott Perry's mess. Scott Perry didn't make this mess. So how can we expect him to be the one to clean it up?
Because we hired him to be the one to clean it up.
Right. That's it. That's so at some point, I'm not saying necessarily this trade deadline, but when we're just throwing our hands up and going, he can't. I mean,
Monty's
what
team.
Do you expect him to do?
It's Monty's team.
You expect him. You hired him to be the guy to oversee this rebuild and to clean up this mess.
Yeah, it's not like, hey Scott, we're gonna hire you right now.
Don't worry about anything.
We got like 3 horrible contracts. Just kind of leave that alone.
Yeah,
they'll be out in a couple years. Just do your thing though.
Yeah,
right. No, that's not how it works.
And again, I'm not fully placing this at his feet, but for me, there's some pressure. There's exercising patience is one thing, and being rash and making a bad move and taking on the Jakob Poeltl contract just to get off of the Domantas Sabonis contract. That's hustling backwards. That's not what I'm talking about. But the whole thing with Scott Perry was like, oh, his relationships, oh, he's been in the league for so long. Oh, he's overseen this rebuild and that rebuild. And oh my God, look how quickly he turned the Knicks around. We hear James Ham say that all the time. Look how fast he turned the Knicks bad roster into a bunch of assets. Cool, do that. Go
do that here.
Do it here. Do it now. Like what? So that's why I asked this. Not because I'm like, hey, there's a bunch of moves that are there to be made. He just has to pull the trigger. As much as it is like, man, we heard all about the Kings needing a rebuild and needing to get off all these deals, and Scott Perry's the guy to do it. Is there pressure on him to do it at this deadline?
Like let's have a nuanced conversation about
Please.
this,
That's what this show is about.
Yes, let's be rational and all that stuff. Like, I think there's a little bit of pressure, but also I'm not going to knock the guy for like, oh, the Kings didn't take Jakob Poeltl's contract, and that's ultimately what killed the deal here. Like, if that's what it is, then fine. Like, I understand and things like that. But if it's like, yeah, Scott was like asking for another second round pick and they just couldn't get the deal over the hump or anything like that, or it was just over a separate player, just things like just kind of minimal things, and like, yeah, kind of get the deal done. But just you need to get the deal done there. But if you got to take back this horrible contract where it's like that doesn't really make sense for us, and I get kind of kicking back. But I will also say there's a little bit of pressure just because it feels like there's so much smoke where there might be a bit of a fire here with the Sabonis and Raptors thing, where it feels like it's a little bit more real rather than, hey, it's just rumors. The Raptors have checked in and they're kind of just poking around the league. Like, it feels like the Raptors are really interested in Domantas Sabonis. So if you have an opportunity to get that over the finish line, I hope you can. But like I said, I'm not going to knock you if you didn't take Jakob Poeltl's contract.
Yeah, that's, I mean, same.
Maybe I'm giving him a pass.
I don't know, man. And like maybe I'm just viewing this wrong. Maybe this is on me here. 916-909-1320, by the way. 916-909-1320. Is there pressure on Scott Perry to make a deal at this deadline to get off of one of those contracts by Thursday? And that's DeMar DeRozan, Malik Monk, Domantas Sabonis, Zach LaVine. And I'm with you. Like, I can see this rationally. Like, I can see this logically. Where he's calling around, he's like, hey, this Sabonis deal, and the Raptors are going, yeah, we want him, but we can't have the Sabonis and Poeltl contract. So if you're not taking Poeltl, there's no deal. Like, all right,
is it on Scott to go find a third team then? That maybe can take, like maybe that's where the pressure comes, where it's like, all right, Scott, use your relationships, like you talked about it a minute ago. Like, yeah, go use the relationships, go find a third team, and that will take Jakob Poeltl, so that way you can get this pick or whatever, get Sabonis off your team.
Yeah, and I think that's definitely part of it, but if they don't make another deal by the deadline, which is very much on the table, what they have on the roster now might just be their team for the rest of the year. It's not necessarily that, like, I'm not going to get on here Friday morning if they don't make a trade on Thursday by noon and go, Scott Perry's got to go. He just can't get it done.
No.
But I don't think that it's a small uptick in pressure. Pressure goes up just a little because I can't sit here and just go, yeah, hey, everything's fine. They're going to take this same team into next year. Maybe they can make a move in the summer, but maybe not. Maybe it's just the same team next year and we just have another year of this. Like, it can't be that.
It's the same conversation we literally had a few years ago with Monty McNair. I'm sorry, man, but it's literally like, yeah, all right, well, they didn't make any moves. All right, it was tough. So let's see if they can do anything in the offseason. Well, no, we'll see if you can do anything at the deadline. It just never happened. And I'm not saying Scott Perry is that, but also it's like, you don't want to fall into that same cycle again. At some point, like, GMs just, like we said, you hired him to fix this mess. No matter how big the mess is, like, he's here to fix that mess. So if you have opportunities, yeah, like, the pressure's going to be on a bit.
That's it. Every trade deadline that passes, every offseason that passes, there's going to be a level of scrutiny that comes with it.
Well, because the team is not on like a good path right now.
Correct.
They've kind of started in a negative area, I guess, whatever you want to call it. You start at 0, they're at -3 right now. They're still trying to move off of some guys so they can get to 0 finally and start moving forward, actually. Like, so yeah, every deadline is another missed opportunity. It's more time passed. It's just more time where you're just not on the right path again.
Yeah, I understand needing to have a level of patience. I do. I really do. And this is I also have advocated for Scott Perry getting a legitimate runway, a 3-4 year runway. But I'm not asking them to accelerate the rebuild to the point that they're good next year.
Yeah, no.
That's not the expectation. I'm not even expecting them to be good in 2027.
I literally said just get to 0 right now.
Right.
Just get to there.
Right. If the whole thing here is, oh, okay, they'll get to 0 at the end of the 26-27 season, that's not good enough, because even if you get the number 1 pick, even if you get Darren Peterson, who was sick last night, by the way, I don't know if you saw his game winner in
Didn't see
Texas
that.
Tech, after they called him a bad word while he was at the free throw line. Did you see that?
I didn't see that.
Crowd chanting, he's a P word.
Oh,
Whole crowd while he's at the free throw line.
Can't do that.
And then he buried a game-winning 3 in their face. It's amazing. I love sports. So even if you get Darren Peterson in this draft, though, that'd be great. Like we would celebrate that. That would be amazing. It's a great foundation to what you're building. But if Darren Peterson's going into year 2 and you're like, okay, now we can start this rebuild thing, like that's not great. That's not a good spot to be in, because even then we talk about this with Washington or Charlotte or Detroit are better examples. You're still 4 or 5 years away at that point, realistically.
Also, seeing people here can get impatient as well. Where like we've seen the Vec jump in or things like that. Like people like, I wonder if Scott Perry truly has like, hey, 5 years to really see this thing through or anything like that. And the Doug Christie thing is also weird with his contract. It's just kind of like I said, you're really at -2 right now, still trying to get to 0.
Yeah. And that's why every deadline that passes, every offseason that passes, it feels like, okay, the end goal gets 1 year further away. And that's why I think Scott Perry was hired to do this, to oversee this mess. And I can't sit here and confidently or comfortably go, yeah, it's fine. And everything's good. No more deals. They just got DeAndre Hunter. Didn't get a pick. No, it's fine. Like you can't have the expectation that they're going to be able to get off some of these deals because of how good of a GM Scott Perry is. And then when they don't get off the deals, go, actually, you know what? No, actually, that is fine. Like, no, you don't don't move the goalposts. It's not saying the guy needs to be fired, but it is saying, hey, at this deadline, or excuse me, this offseason, there has to be some kind of movement. It can't just be, oh, look, the draft pick. That'd be great. Would love the number 1 pick. It'd be amazing.
Yeah, of course we wouldn't, but we'll see what happens. I mean, maybe it's Malik Monk. I don't think it's going to be Zach LaVine.
I would be stunned if it's Zach LaVine.
Yeah, I couldn't even give you a team, but
I kind of wonder. I kind of wonder if Zach LaVine opts out of his player option.
I don't think so.
That's $49 million. That's a lot of money.
Is it like a 3-year, $90 million deal out there for Zach LaVine right now?
Ooh.
30 mil per year, I guess.
I don't think so.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Like, I have no idea. I have no idea, because his value's gotten so skewed, because he's not bad. Like, he's very clearly not a bad player. But I think his value's gotten so skewed because of the contract, and then the injury stuff, and then the lack of success with Chicago, and then he comes to Sacramento in the middle of Sacramento being a tire fire. I think his value has just gotten so deflated from where he actually is. I think Zach LaVine, as a basketball player, is a 3-year, $90 million type of player.
He's 31 next March, so next month.
Yeah. I don't. Hey, he's not 25, but he's also not 38. I got you. I think, like, skill-wise, talent-wise, you go, yeah, 390, that makes sense. But I wonder around the league what his value actually is, just because he's just been associated with losing, injuries, and being a bad contract for so long.
Yeah.
So I'm with you. He probably opts in because that's $49 million. But if he's got word, if his agent's got word, they're like, hey, man, Orlando's going to make some moves, and Orlando wants to bring you in. They want to give you 3 and 90. Like, maybe. But that's Jesse Tapia. I'm Kyle Madsen. Hey, the big game. Don't know if you've heard of it. It's the biggest game in sports.
That's what they say.
It's right around the corner.
What they have to say.
Seattle, New England. I don't football's sizable game. The large football game.
The last one of the season.
The last football game of the season, right around the corner.
The one we're all going to throw parties for.
You want to help me make a new lineup on Underdog real quick?
Yes.
Okay, let's do Jackson Smith and Jigba. This is how you do it, by the way. You download the Underdog app, and then you have a bunch of player stats that you can sort through and sift through, and you're going to pick higher or lower. Jackson Smith and Jigba, higher or lower than half a rushing or receiving touchdown?
Higher.
I'm just picking random ones here, by the way. There are so many more than the ones I'm going to ask. Travion Henderson, 18.5 rushing yards.
Lower.
I feel like that's a trap. You got 18.5. He needs 1 20-yard run. I'm going lower.
Yeah,
I feel good about that. I feel really good about that.
Shout out Ramondre Stevenson.
Cooper Kupp, 3.5 receptions.
Higher. Cooper Kupp, vet, been here before. I'm going to look to you, Coop.
Yeah, I think they're going to lean on him quite a bit. I thought it was wild in that NFC title game how in so many big spots they went to Cooper Kupp. Okay, that's 3. Let's do one more. Ooh. Jason Myers, Seattle kicker. Higher or lower than 2.5 extra points made?
Higher. Let me get 2 touchdowns from Sam Darnold, a rushing touchdown from Kenneth Walker.
And he makes all 3?
Yes.
All right, very good. That's the Jesse lineup. That's what I'm going to call this one.
Shout out.
All right. So it's that easy. What we just did, that exercise we just did, you can just do that. I can't combine these. Why can't I combine these? Oh, it's probably because of the Jackson Smith and Jigba touchdown. So we want to remove JSN or Myers.
Myers.
We're removing Myers. All right, very good. Love that. So that's how you do it. You pick players, you pick higher or lower on their stats. It's really that easy. The big game right around the corner. There are so many more stats to choose from, so don't wait until Sunday. Get on the Underdog app now. Download the app today and use promo code KYLEM. That's KYLEM to score $75 in bonus entries when you play your first $5 on fantasy. That's promo code KYLEM, KYLEM. Underdog, make picks, win money. Must be 18 plus and present in California. Terms apply. See assets.underdogfantasy.com/web/play and get terms _DFS_.html for details. Concerned with your play, call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.ncpgambling.org. We may see some seismic movement in the NBA at the trade deadline. We'll talk about it next on ESPN 1320, Sacramento Sports Leader. And then I hit the bubble already for Underdog.
So, Chatty House, what you guys got going on this morning? You guys at work, going to work, getting ready for work, taking people to school? What do you guys do in the morning?
What do you do?
Yeah. What's up, Andrew? Shout out Bret Hart. I went snowboarding once, and what I mean like went snowboarding is kind of like went down one of the hills, and I have never hated anything more in my life.
It's dangerous.
It was it was just the most frustrating thing I've ever done. Like I couldn't pick it up. I was like, yeah, I'm cool. I'm not doing this.
Yeah, it's extremely frustrating.
People who are good at winter sports are superheroes to me.
Yeah, shout out Shaun White.
I just can't figure it out.
Shaun White and Thor, basically one and the same.
Oh, okay. Missed this.
Yeah, shout out Seth. We got the screens on point today.
Oh yeah. Seth and Jonathan. Okay. Yeah, no, you're good.
I also like the jump logo. I think it's sick.
Yeah, shout out to my guy, Mitch McCleary. I hit him up. I said, brother, help me. And this is what he hit me with in like 48 hours. Extremely fire. Shout out to Mitch.
Joe, just title that like should the Kings prioritize trading Domantas Sabonis or Malik?
Got it.
And Jesse goes crew neck every now and then.
Yeah. Shout out Stevie B walking to work.
Hey, salute. Stevie, do you live near your job or do you like commute by public transit and then walk from there? Because I used to walk to my job in San Francisco, but I took BART.
See, that sounds not fun to taking BART Park, but just walking to the job and stuff like that.
It was gas. Like it's 0.6 miles, so it was not like not a crazy walk. It wasn't super uphill or anything like that.
Hit the thumbs up, by the way.
Couple coffee shops on the way. I like to stop in. There was an Amazon Go store, so I just go steal stuff.
Stevie B, nah, I don't even really like getting in the water.
Wait, people weren't always doing this?
Shout out Steven C.
Oh God. Hey, this I don't miss. Coming up down Eureka at like when did I used to get here? Like 7:30, 7:45. And the way in the winter with the way that sun comes over. Good thing I don't talk for a living. Just horrible. Hey, salute. Yeah. That toe injury is tough.
Welcome back to The Jump with Kyle Madsen and Jesse Tapia.
I'm Kyle. That's Jesse.
Yeah, it is.
Joe Brazil on the ones and twos.
Yes, it is.
Good morning.
Hey-o.
Shout out Joe. We need his energy in the morning.
Yeah, we do. I'm trying. It turns out a couple things. One, shout out to everybody listening on 1320 AM and 98.5 FM HD2. Appreciate y'all very much. 916-909-1320, 916-909-1320 if you would like to join the conversation. I see our guy TC. Oh, he was online. Now he's gone. Oh, Joe got it.
Yeah, Joe screened him.
Okay,
hey,
great.
Joe's doing his thing.
I didn't see it because typically I can see when Joe's on the phone, but he's behind he's working. Man, look at Joe go.
Shout out to the producer.
We'll get to your calls in a moment.
I feel like Joe's part of my coaching tree, by the way.
Huh.
Joe started out when Charlie was here. Charlie was like, hey, this guy wants to learn the board, things like that. Showed him the board. Now he's producing right now. I feel like I get
that's a Jesse.
Yeah,
that's a Jesse coaching tree for sure.
Shout out Joe.
Yeah, salute. What were we talking about?
We were talking
got sidetracked.
Earlier we were talking Kings. We were coming back from break. We were telling everyone
what
the show was.
Yeah.
Shout
out to everybody listening on the radio and shout out to everybody watching on YouTube and Twitch. YouTube.com/ESPN1320 and Twitch.tv/ESPN1320, where apparently people are listening in the shower.
Yeah, they are. You know what? Salute. Hit the thumbs up while you're there. Like, subscribe. Wash your hair.
That was wild. A reminder, we are partnering at long last with my favorite bar in the city, Mojo's Local Tap and Kitchen. We're going to be doing some really cool stuff with them. Can't announce any of it yet. I asked him, so I said yesterday, I said, I'm not sure what we can announce and not announce. I'm going to hold off. And then I had a department head meeting yesterday, not to brag. And in this
big boss man over here
in this department head meeting, I'm used to getting out of the show at 12:30 and everything's done. Everything's done. I just get to go sit in the corner. I get to work on my stuff and then I get to leave whenever. I got out of the show yesterday and I got a text from our boss. It's like, are you coming to the department head meeting? I was like, oh.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, that's me.
So in the department head meeting, I go, hey, so here's my update. We started a new lineup today. Really excited. Stoked to have Mojo's on board for A, B, and C reasons. What can we announce?
Yeah.
And they're like, nothing. Don't do anything yet.
Great. Sick.
All right.
I'll see you guys next week.
Well, we got some really cool stuff coming up with Mojo's. They've got 40 local beers. Their big thing is having local breweries in their taps, and it's a phenomenal selection, top to bottom, whether you like light beers, dark beers, ciders, seltzers, IPAs. They have a really, really wide-ranging selection. They're going to have Pliny the Younger from Russian River Brewing. Not Pliny the Elder, which you've probably heard of. You can get that in a lot of places. Pliny the Younger is very, very tough to get. They release it once a year. It is phenomenal, and they're going to have it at Mojo's Tap, local tap and kitchen. They've got a big game party that they're throwing, a sizable game party that they're throwing, where they're going to have Pliny the Younger. They're going to be doing giveaways and raffles. There's a ton of TVs. It's indoor-outdoor seating. Their kitchen is terrific. The food selection is so freaking good. I went there for a beer. I ordered a salad. And after I ordered the salad, I said, wow, this is great. I need to try the onion rings. Tried the onion rings, and I was sold. If you have great onion rings, I'm in.
I'm in recently, okay, I was a child before, and I didn't love onion rings. It's like onion rings, just texture and things like that.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
onion rings are like top tier, like now, like as an adult. Shout out to the onion rings out there.
Yeah, there's a really wide variance in the onion ring for me. It's the best onion ring is elite.
Beer battered, I would say.
Yeah, typically, yeah. The worst onion ring, though, can ruin a meal.
Oh, yeah.
A bad onion ring,
yeah.
a bad O-ring can really screw it up.
That's why Mojo's got fire on their rings.
So I Mojo's gas. So salute to Mojo's. Can't wait to announce what we have coming up with them. But they're on 15th and I, walking distance to the arena, right by the auditorium downtown. Great spot, elite spot. And go visit there. Maybe on lunch if you work downtown. Maybe before or during your night out, maybe before a Kings game. Never a bad time to hit up our friends at Mojo's.
I think I'm gonna be able to get them on. I'm gonna be able to get them on Saturday. Maybe I'll hit up Mojo's.
You should. What time's the game?
7.
Oh, bro.
We're locked in.
Perfect. Pull up Mojo's a couple hours before, get a couple beers, walk over to the arena.
Might be the move.
Dude, vibes are up. Vibes are already up.
Yes.
Shout out to Mojo's. All right. The news came down last night that James Harden wants out of LA.
What?
Yeah, James Harden wants to leave the team that he's currently on.
Playing the best basketball of their season so far.
Hey, where are we at on James Harden, like legacy-wise?
One of the greatest to ever do it at his position. Probably one of the greatest to ever do it.
Okay.
Like, what do you want me to? You want me to hate on him, Kyle?
Yeah,
you want me to talk about all the times that he's came up short in the playoffs and all the
Yes.
times that he's never made it to the finals except for that one time with the Thunder and just the time that like I think with Philly.
Now do the one where
I think it was like game.
unloyal.
It was like game 7 where he kept falling down with the 76ers against the
Yeah.
Celtics.
Yeah, now do the one now these are bars, but do the one where he's never been able to stick with a team.
No, because I just called him one of the greatest of all time.
Hey,
No, I don't like what you're doing right here. No.
No, he is. He's really good at
Yeah,
basketball.
he's one of the greatest of all
but-
time who also never won
When
anything.
did this shift? When did this shift?
What do you mean?
When did we go from there was like honor in playing for the same team for your whole career? And I understand why LeBron left Cleveland, for example. I understand why he did that. He went to Miami, wins a couple titles. It changes the arc in his trajectory as or how people view him as an all-time great. But it used to be like, man, Dirk spent his whole career with Dallas. That's amazing. Shout out to Dirk. Wow, it looks like Steph Curry's going to spend his whole career with Golden State. Wow, shout out to Steph. He stayed with the one team. There used to be like Larry Bird, Magic Johnson. Like, wow, those guys stayed with their team. It doesn't matter at all.
Those guys don't exist anymore.
It doesn't matter at all that James Harden left OKC. Correct. Like, that was the right thing to do. Okay, OKC couldn't pay him, and he went to go be the dude in Houston. But then leaves Houston, and then goes to Brooklyn, and then leaves Brooklyn and goes to Philly, and then leaves Philly and goes to the Clippers. Oh, and now he wants out of the Clippers.
Yeah, no, like,
I'm out.
well, he's not. How do I say this respectfully? He's just not
for me.
Well, yeah, I didn't say he's one of the 10 greatest of all time. Like, he's probably one of the 5. Yeah, one of the 5 greatest shooting guards ever, and he's probably like a top.
He's amazing
30
on the
to
court.
he's a top 30 to 40 player of all time.
No, he is.
Yeah, but like at this point, like, what am I gonna hate 35-year-old James Harden for going? He's not gonna win anything. Like, we're kind of past that at this point. Like, yeah, he's a great player and all those things, but like, he's just he's not. His ability doesn't match what it needs to be for me to hate anymore.
I think it affects the way people view like Kevin Durant, though.
Yeah, but
the fact that he's played for a bunch of teams.
Yeah, but also like people.
Kevin Durant is flat
If Kevin Durant went to because if Kevin Durant didn't go to the Warriors and he went to insert other team that one year, then everyone loves Kevin Durant. He's one of the 10 greatest players of all time, just universally.
Okay,
and
let's say
he could go play for the Nets and whoever else after that, I feel.
Okay, let's say he spent those years in Oklahoma City that he was in Golden State.
Yeah.
And then his career followed the exact same trajectory after that.
Mhm.
He got hurt, went to the Nets, went to the Suns, got traded to the Rockets. Like everything's the same, but he doesn't win titles in Oklahoma City. Do we feel exactly the same way?
Wait, you're saying he stays in Oklahoma City?
Yeah. Instead of going to Golden State,
And he just
stays
never
in
wins a
Oklahoma
title?
City for those 3 years.
No, he's probably James Harden.
That's wild.
Yeah. But like say he goes to the, I don't know, like insert whatever team, like I said, besides the Warriors, besides the team that didn't just win the title or beat you, whatever it was. Yeah, that beat you, then lost in the finals to the
73
Cavs.
win team.
Yes.
Yes.
One of the greatest teams of all time. Like say he doesn't go to that team and goes somewhere else. Like, yes, everyone loves Kevin Durant. Because no one's going to knock you for feeling like you can't win with a team because LeBron just did it with the Miami Heat a few years ago. I mean, people hated LeBron, but also like there was precedent, like players are starting to leave and things like that. I think it would have been a little bit more normalized and stuff like that.
Do people still care about the burner accounts? I know this is a separate conversation.
I don't think people care about the burner accounts, but people have fun with it now. Like Kevin Durant's online, so it's like it's more like just social media back and forth, I guess.
I never really cared about the burner account stuff. I did think it was a little like, hey man, just go talk as you, and that's what he does now. Like that's what. But then I found out just through the course of kind of being in this business and talking to people and then hearing what people have said on podcasts or whatever. Everybody has burner accounts.
Yes. Do you remember Jerry Colangelo, the old Sixers GM?
Yeah.
Yeah, he had burner accounts.
Right.
He's like, Joel Embiid this, or what was it? They were talking about his neckties or something like that. He said
the
wife,
collar's
it was like find a new slant. Yeah.
And
he blamed his wife for it.
Yeah. That was well, it wasn't me, that's my wife.
Yeah, all right.
I would say that's crazy. Don't throw your wife under the bus.
Well, don't be a GM and have a burner account.
Even if it was your wife, stand up for her. Like, yeah, it was me. What's up?
Yeah, sorry, sweetie. It was her. What do you want me to do? I can't control her. Yeah, it's not my fault she hates Joel Embiid.
Press conference. So you asked the pertinent question here. I don't. Are the Clippers selling? Is Ivica Zubac's available? I don't think any of this is pertinent to the Kings. But you asked the question that it could be pertinent to the Kings if the Clippers trade James Harden and all of a sudden decide that DeMar DeRozan is a player that they want. That could become interesting, but there's been no reporting to that effect. But the Cavs were the team that was named. Like they've had discussions trying to work out a trade that involves Darius Garland going to the Clippers and James Harden going to Cleveland. You brought up Donovan Mitchell. Can you explain your thought on that?
I just asked if he's a number one. We've seen him in Utah. Now we've seen him in Cleveland for a few years. And
can we define that?
A person that can get you to, I'd say at least the conference finals. I don't want to say like at least the conference finals. Yeah. Maybe a couple times. Like Anthony Edwards, like he's a number one. Jason Tatum is a number one. Luka Doncic is a number one. Jokic is a number one. Giannis, like those are the ones like we know for sure, but like Anthony Edwards is one of those. So Kieran says he is definitely number one, says, come on, Jesse. I'm just asking the question. Like we've never.
If you swapped out Donovan Mitchell and Anthony Edwards, do the Timberwolves go to the last two conference finals in the West?
Maybe that one where Steph and Cole got hurt. I think there was another injury they dealt with or whatever. It's kind of like, I feel like they fell upwards there, but maybe not the one before that. And I don't hate Donovan Mitchell. It's just kind of like he's elite, but it's just, is he elite enough to be that guy on that team?
Yeah, that's the interesting.
It's not like, yeah, he's just a good player. Like, no, he's a like an elite player, but is he elite enough to get you where you need to go?
I think the definition of what a number one is changing.
Yeah, and I ask because we haven't seen it yet.
Because the league is just getting so much better at defense.
Yeah,
I think it's catching on to the way offenses have evolved. And we just saw Oklahoma City. They have a one. SGA is a one.
Yes.
Like that's unquestioned. But a huge reason that Oklahoma City won the title last year was their depth, their ability to play defense, their ability to be switchable, having enough guys that can just knock down an open three. Like that seems to be the thing that matters more. And so when I look at Cleveland, I look at a team that, yeah, they're just kind of, it's not that, oh, Donovan Mitchell wasn't good enough. It's, oh, they just don't have the correct pieces. Like they don't have enough depth, or they don't have enough.
Has that been the case the last 4 years though? The last however since he's been in Cleveland?
Yeah, I think so. Like they were really good last year. Like that's a really,
yeah, they got
really,
hurt last year and stuff, but like I don't know, they've had opportunities, and like again, I bring up his Jazz tenure and things like that. Like I just asked the question, and he can be if we believe he is and all that, but also, like I just said, we haven't seen him be in the conference finals or anything like that. We haven't seen it, so I asked.
If you put Donovan Mitchell on the Thunder instead of SGA, are they going to the conference finals still? Or if you put him on, yeah, it doesn't work. Never mind. Go on.
Okay.
The SGA thing.
So just that shit. Yeah, I guess.
So that's
well,
just
I don't know.
Like,
just,
so that's why.
Watch
me be a pro and loop the Kings in here.
Okay, go ahead.
This whole thing,
because now I question it.
This whole thing is why we had that discussion earlier about Scott Perry, because okay, let's go get Darren Peterson. I'm manifesting number 1 pick. It's Darren Peterson. That's great. You have the guy. But I think Donovan Mitchell is the guy. If Darren Peterson turned out to be Donovan Mitchell, we would be over the moon.
Yeah.
It would be like, holy smokes, they got him. But getting over the hump and getting to a conference finals, getting to a finals, I think in the NBA now, because for so long, for a period of 10, 12 years there, it was just, hey, who's the best player in the East? Cool. That team's going to the finals. Who's the best player in the West? Cool. That team's going to the finals. I think we're adjusting away from that, and we have to adjust our thinking as well. And so that's where, when we talk about the Kings need the guy, yeah, they do. But I don't think the bar is so high that, hey, if Darren Peterson is not Shai Gilgeous-Alexander or Nikola Jokic or who is it, Luka or Giannis, if he's not that caliber of player, he's just not good enough. Like, no, it's about, there's a whatever level of player it is, maybe Donovan Mitchell is the kind of cutoff.
Is maybe the question then, like Donovan Mitchell was the guy, but like maybe can you win a title with him being the guy? I guess.
Yeah.
Because like
you could.
Okay.
I get think if you swapped out, if you swapped out, I mean, the Cavs clearly think they need to do something different if they're trading Darius Garland for James Harden. Like, I know that they're
kind of out of options though. We're kind of at a last resort desperation type of thing. I don't know if that's like, this is the move that's going to get us over the hump. You've kind of reached the end of that.
I think the Darius Garland part of it is the real problem. Because shout out to the Chase Down Pod, the Cavs official podcast. I was talking to those guys last offseason when we were talking about, could the Kings be players to trade for Darius Garland? And I asked those guys, hey, is it realistic that the Cavs would move off of Garland? And they were like, no, because we just saw like they think it can work. And we just saw that the Donovan Mitchell, Darius Garland backcourt can be a thing. And I don't think that's the case. Like, I don't think it can be.
Yeah, Patrick V in the chat, Patrick V28 says you need pieces around the guy in order to win still. He's been on the number 1 team in the Western Conference before. He's been on great teams. He's been on those teams that we're talking about. He's been on, like, he's done all that.
Who has been, and I genuinely, I don't ask this to not like a gotcha.
He's not Trae Young. He hasn't been on Trae Young teams like the Hawks. Like, Donovan Mitchell has been on like really good teams.
Let's see. He was with Utah. All right, 2017-18. Team went 48-34. He's a rookie. Who is the best player on that team?
I'm not gonna knock him for a rookie year.
Okay, great. It was Rudy Gobert.
Yeah,
was the 50 wins their next season. Okay.
Yes.
Let me go find what catch-all stat do we want to use for this?
Like, what do you mean?
Like just that PER?
Like, as far as like, what are we talking about here for what?
Like, I want to go find his best teammate.
If you want to find PR, like, it's going to be Rudy Gobert, I guess.
We're going to do VORT, value over replacement player. The top 3, Donovan Mitchell was 4 that year, tied with Joe Ingles, and then Derek Favors and Rudy Gobert. Those were his.
We're not going to sit here and act like those teams were bad, though. Like,
no, they weren't.
Like I said, they were first in the Western Conference at one point.
No, they definitely weren't bad. But I think you could say that, they were first in the Western Conference in part because of Donovan Mitchell.
That's fine. And all I said was, they have I'm asking if Donovan Mitchell could be is a true, not the true number one, but a guy who can win you a title and all that, because we've never seen him even get to a conference finals.
Royce O'Neal, Joe Ingles, Bojan Bogdanovic. Like, this is not what I'm talking. This is why I say I think there's a.
Is it how much better are the Timberwolves teams that Anthony Edwards has taken than those teams? How much better are they? Like, how much of a different level are they? Because Anthony Edwards has been there twice. With Rudy Gobert.
Yeah.
With Naz Reid. Like, he's been there.
I think Naz Reid is better than prime Royce O'Neal. I feel comfortable saying that.
But how much better are those teams, though, is my point. Like, is it that much of a difference? Like I said, we're talking about teams that have
I don't know.
been successful. I'm not sure. This isn't even a knockdown. It was just a simple question. Can he be your number one? Can he win? Can he lead you to a title? Can he be that guy? Why?
Because he's very, very good at basketball. And I've never looked at the Cavs and gone, wow, they have a Donovan Mitchell problem. I've looked at the Cavs and gone,
it's not more so a problem, but maybe, this is his ceiling.
Donovan Mitchell thing is going to work. You think so here's the thing. You think they need a player better than Donovan Mitchell to win a championship?
You might.
That's crazy. I disagree.
Donovan Mitchell.
That's crazy.
Why?
There are not that.
Why
many
are we giving him such the benefit of the doubt?
Because there's not. Because I don't think there's that many teams in the league that have two players of that caliber. I don't think that's a prerequisite to be a title contender.
Do you think you can? SGA might be the outlier here, but do you think you can? And I'm simply asking a question. Do you think you can win a title with your guard being your best player? The Brunsons, the Mitchells, things like that.
Ooh.
Maybe do you need another wing then?
Yeah,
that's on the level.
Wings are important.
Maybe that's what they've been lacking.
Yeah, man. Like if you took out, I don't want to be disrespectful to anybody on the Cleveland Cavaliers, lest there be any Cavaliers fans listening who are impacted by my Cleveland Cavaliers take here.
Cleveland loves me.
If you picked up, let's say, Max Strus and removed him from the Cavs last year and put OG Anunoby on the Cavs instead.
Yeah, it's a different level player.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what I'm getting at.
I guess, but I don't want to do the he hasn't had he's been on great teams.
Dean Wade is what we're doing here.
He's had Evan Mobley. He's had good players, man. Don't do that.
No, but we're talking about wings. And Evan Mobley's a whole different conversation.
Well, no, I'm saying, yeah. Does he do they need a wing then that's just as good as him? That might be the guy.
And that's what. Okay, so that's where I was getting at with this whole Darius Garland part of it.
And all I've said is, to be a one, get to a conference finals. I'm not asking for much here. I'm really not asking for much. No, I'm not. I'm not. I feel like I'm not.
That's a lot. It's not easy to go to the conference finals.
For those elite of the elites, that's kind of the expectation, no?
Yeah, but I don't think he's the elite of the elite. Is my whole point here. I don't think he's Luka. I don't think he's Jokic. I don't think he's SGA.
So then,
but I think he's in the class of player that if he's the best player on the Cavs, and they replace again Max Strus with OG Anunoby, yeah, he's probably in that group.
All right. I guess if we want to say you can, even though we've never seen it.
But the whole thing with Minnesota is wow, look at their wing depth. Look how good they are defensively. And Anthony Edwards is a fine defender in his own right. But Naz Reid is the sixth man of the year. And here's Nickeil Alexander-Walker. And here's Jaden McDaniels. They have supporting pieces that I think combat modern offenses in a way that the Cavaliers just haven't been able to.
I guess, like I said, it's been, 8 seasons of Donovan Mitchell. Like I said, I just asked a simple question. Norm asked right here, it sounds like there needs to be tables. Maybe we need to tier number ones in the league. I don't know.
Tuesday tiers coming up next. I have a question as we get ready to step aside. We're talking a lot about trades. Nothing new on the Kings front. Domantas Sabonis could be headed out the door. Malik Monk could be headed out the door. The Bucks are apparently now making counteroffers for Giannis.
Yeah, it feels like that's more real than, hey, we'll see in the offseason.
Yeah, I can't tell.
If you're making counteroffers, it's like, yeah, I think you're ready to get him out of there.
Oh, I think they are
Like
for
now,
sure.
like,
I think
like
they are
by
for
Thursday.
sure. But I think the counteroffer thing could be part of the, like Mark Stein has speculated, they're just kind of setting the market for the offseason.
Maybe so.
I think they're probably making a wild counteroffer and seeing what teams say, what they push back on, what they don't, and then move this to the offseason. I just don't think you're going to rush trading Giannis.
Yeah.
And we all know what it is. We all know, and whether you do it by Thursday or whether you do it in the offseason, I don't think it really affects anything. I have a question, though.
What?
As we talk trades. And remember, Sean Cunningham, KCRA3, is going to be covering the Super Bowl. He does a ton of stuff covering the Kings. We'll talk to him at 8:30. What's the best and worst sports trades of your life?
All right.
Like your personal ones.
Yeah.
Not like, oh, I remember when
We don't need to talk about the Herschel Walker trade again.
Yeah, I don't need to hear it. Your personal best and the trade that made you happiest, the trade that made you the saddest. Because I had a trade that ended one of my relationships. We'll talk about it next on ESPN 1320 Sacramento Sports Leader.
Let's step out real quick.
All right. What? Oh, we still have TC. Shoot. The access to everything's different. Isn't it 10? No, it's definitely not right. Hey, stop being it. What the? Hang on, guys. Sorry. Joe's making me work.
Good morning, Chatty House. Or yeah, we are still Chatty House. That just got me off guard. Yes, I am. I'm asking for a link so I can podcast our stuff so everyone will have access to it when we're done.
I could never hate Yoenis Cespedes.
Oh, me neither. Me neither. What's up, Russ Dog? I'm doing good, man. How are you? I really wanted to go to the Fan Fest as well at Sutter Health, but I was out. Was that Saturday, I think? Pretty sure I was working. But it looked fun. It looked really fun. I got to get out to those soon. I'm really excited for A's baseball this year, too. I'm going to be honest. Like, I cannot wait.
Good team.
What's up, John Poles?
Wow.
I'm a rando now. It's been that long. What's up, Leezy?
Let me see if Jonathan's there. Oh.
Yeah, I got to see Cespedes hit a home run and Derek Jeter get a hit back in the day. That was a good one.
I got to go to a Yankees-Mets game in New York when I was there. I was so fired up to go to Yankee Stadium. It was an unbelievable game. Russell Martin hit a walk-off homer for the Yankees. Something named Jason Nix started at short for the Yankees. So I got to go to Yankee Stadium to watch Derek Jeter, and he freaking DH'd.
Yeah. Awesome.
Bad beat.
You said he DH'd? He still hit?
Yeah.
Oh, I wonder why.
Because I was there. I can't wait to talk to TC.
Shout out TC.
Hey, how do we feel about the beanie, by the way? I'm trying something today.
Dude,
Yeah.
I'm digging
Anyone
it.
notice?
Let's go, Beanie Bros.
I've been throwing the beanie on when I walk the dog at night. It's cold out there. Gotta protect them ears. I don't know, probably because of trades, but yeah, shout out John Lester. I don't know why he came up.
I've mentioned this a million times, but I got to see Logan Webb hit his only home run. That was pretty sick.
That's tight.
Yeah,
That's fire.
because we were at the same little league and everything, so that was dope.
just emailed you, Joe.
I feel like players have never really just jumped at home plate ever since this moment.
Welcome back to The Jump with Kyle Madsen and Jesse Tapia.
I'm Kyle. He's Jesse. Second hour. Hour number 2. Should I do that thing? I'm retiring.
Yeah.
I'm retiring that. Leaving that with the insiders. R.I.P. Best and worst trades of your life. Not moments. I see a lot of people in the chatty house at youtube.com/ESPN1320.
Brother, if we want to go worst moments of our sports
moments,
lives, we can do a whole hour.
I don't want to do that at all. I just want to talk about trades.
I low-key want to because it's fun, and like that's the way I get through that.
It's trade deadline week. We also got to get to the phones. 916-909-1320. 916-909-1320 is the phone number. Best trade of your life, worst trade of your life. Not the best trade you've ever seen or the worst trade that you've experienced that happened to your favorite team or your favorite player. I'd like to talk about that. But first, let's get to our guy, TC, who's been waiting patiently on hold. TC, what's going on, bro?
Yes, sir. Hey, Kyle, Jesse, congrats
TC.
again, bro.
TC.
Hey, y'all got me?
TC.
Got him in program 1, 2, and 3?
Yellow.
Yay!
Come on. What up, TC?
Yellow. Hey, yeah. Hey, congrats again, bro. My bad for not tapping in. Hey, I told Jesse
That's
earlier,
okay.
bro. I was supposed to tap in, but you feel me?
Yeah, you're good, TC. Don't even worry about it. You're here now.
All right, so listen, check it out, bro. I don't listen. So I believe that. So I didn't get a chance to talk to you guys yesterday. Jesse heard me when I called in on that trade, and I gave it an A, and I explained why. Kyle, I don't know if you heard.
Oh, I
me,
listened. I was locked in.
Okay. So never mind. We don't got to. So that sets everything up, and I believe that this rebuild or retool can be quicker than people think. Not taking shortcuts or not rushing anything. But to piggyback on what you said too, Jesse, it's more than just tanking and getting the first overall pick. You got to make trades and you got to sign free agents too to build a sustainable roster, right? Wow. So that's what that, in my opinion, that's what that move was doing to set other moves up. So let Perry and BJ cook. As far as the worst, hey, I know y'all was waiting on. As far as the worst trade, one of the worst trades, the Trey Lance trade, bro. The Trey Lance trade. The Trey Lance trade, and why the Trey Lance trade? Because in my opinion, I disagree with a lot of Niner fans, but some agree with me. Bro, it wasn't handled correctly. And what I mean it wasn't handled correctly is we traded up everything for this kid, right? And didn't properly develop him. I know everybody got their thoughts. Oh, he just didn't get it in training. No, bro, Jimmy G and guys were still there that was supposed to be off that roster immediately when you drafted your franchise quarterback. And that was a hiccup. And a lot of Niner fans swept that under the rug and wanted you to shut up about it because they were like fake winning when they went to 2 Super Bowls and we lost. And when you bring it up, everybody's like, oh, you got to shut up. You can't talk about it because, and I'm like, bro, come on, man. So that's why I said we don't sit down and have a real, go ahead.
Wait, what is fake winning?
Like, I wouldn't call it fake winning, but I call it fake winning.
You called it that.
We go to 2 Super I know we go to 2 Super Bowls, we lose, right? A couple NFC championship games, right? And then when you bring that up, everybody's like, Kyle's the greatest guy. We have 20 Super Bowls.
That's pretty good, TC. I'm still looking for a playoff win, brother.
Hey,
like, that's pretty good.
Thanks for the call, TC. Yeah, no, he's good. We got him.
That's pretty good to
me.
me.
Honestly, you know what? Shout out to TC.
I love TC.
Because he has not whined about Kyle Shanahan in a long time. And he saw the back door unlocked.
Yeah.
He said, oh, worst trades.
If we're talking about that being the worst, I'd also argue if they don't make that trade, maybe Kyle Shanahan is fired at some point. Because if you don't trade for Trey Lance, follow me here. You don't trade for Trey Lance, you don't get to a point where Brock Purdy's your starting quarterback, maybe?
Yeah, I don't. But
like maybe you end up taking Mac Jones. It's like, oh, Mac Jones is fine.
Yeah, but all right. All right. You want to open that door?
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know. Yeah.
You stay at 12, you take Mac Jones, and now you have your 2 first-round picks the next 2 years. And you're adding first-round talent instead of picking Drake Jackson in the second round 1 year and then not picking until the 3rd round the next year.
Yeah, I mean, we saw Mac Jones look pretty good this year. Maybe it's different.
Yeah, I think it's pretty dramatically different.
Yeah.
But I have a I don't know.
Worked
I
out
don't
though for them.
the Trey Lance trade doesn't register on my radar. They've had a lot of success.
Worst trade for me would probably be Mookie Betts to the Dodgers, because the Red Sox have just never recovered from that at all. Where it's just they don't spend like they could have paid Mookie and they were like, no, we're just gonna trade him away. You got nothing back, and ever since then they've just
the Red Sox
really been looking for that guy.
The Red Sox could, if they wanted to, they could be the Dodgers.
They could, but they choose not to.
Right.
Yeah,
that's frustrating.
Yeah, and it's all right. And since then it's been pretty bad. Best trade ever though for me was probably Brandon Marshall to the Miami Dolphins.
Ooh.
That was probably 6th or 7th grade. Woke up around 6:30. I think I woke up. My dad's like, Dad, we got Brandon Marshall, or whatever. And yeah, I mean, never got a Super Bowl or a playoff win. Never got any fake winning
That's
out of
exciting,
that.
though.
But
there's something about a wide receiver.
Well, because it's like the Dolphins up until that point
exciting.
had always just been really bad and just mediocre and not relevant. It's like, oh, they're on ESPN talking about my team because they got Brandon Marshall, and it sucks that Chad Henne's going to be his quarterback, but we have Brandon Marshall.
The worst trade for me was, and I've told this story probably 10 times, but so if you've heard it before, sorry. But it was the Yoenis Cespedes trade, because I was dating a girl that lived in Southern California and I was living in Arizona.
Yeah.
And so my contract at my job was 11 months. And so the entire month of July I had off. So I basically went and stayed there. And the day I left, the Yoenis Cespedes trade happened. And I woke up to that news. Yoenis Cespedes, my favorite player on the Oakland Athletics, is gone. He was pure electricity. It was so exciting that they signed him to begin with. It's like, oh my God, they got Cespedes. And then he comes in and he's hitting 600-foot homers, and he's throwing guys out from the left field corner. And he is just a the
dude was a machine.
Yes, he was just a highlight factory. And he was in the middle of the A's lineup. Well, the A's were like good. Like, this is a good team. And I woke up and he was traded, and I was really upset. And girl I was dating at the time could not understand why I was upset at this thing. And she took that as I didn't care that I was leaving, which, like, honestly, given where that relationship was going, actually is kind of right.
Yeah.
But
Loki, yeah, like, yeah.
But we just so we had this huge fight, and just never like you know, when you, I mean, you don't because of your situation, but you argue with somebody, and in the middle of that argument, you're like, oh, this is just never going to be a thing.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, no.
Like, this is just done now.
Yeah.
Like, we're
I don't even care.
We're not connecting on a level that we're ever going to be able to connect on again. And so, the Yoenis Cespedes trade was one of the best, the worst trade of my life, but one of the best things that's ever happened to me, because it
shout out.
Set the wheels in motion.
You got a best trade of your life?
Yeah.
Best trade might be McCaffrey.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's a good one.
The McCaffrey trade was sick because I was at 95.7 at the time in San Francisco, our sister station. And we would talk about, AJ Green's on the market. You got to go get AJ Green. I remember Bonte Hill going, big time teams make big time trades for big time players. If you want to be a big time team, you got to go get AJ Green. Like, I remember that clear as day. And we would constantly talk about all these players they could go get. And then they just traded for Christian McCaffrey.
Yeah.
Didn't give up a first round pick. They gave up, I think, a second, a third, a fourth, and a few.
Got a C-, I believe, from ESPN.
Yeah. And there was the whole, like, oh, running backs don't matter. And, oh, Kyle Shanahan can get the most out of anybody. So why would you do this? And then he was just awesome right away. And it was so clear right away the impact that he was going to have on their offense. And that, combined with the rise of Brock Purdy at the end of that 2022 season, and then Christian McCaffrey being the offensive player of the year in 2023, that was just one of those trades that when they made it, it was like, oh, this is going to work.
Yeah.
Like, this is amazing. This is
they
awesome.
Completely flipped the switch for them.
Yeah. And like, the Jermaine Dye trade for the A's in 2001 or 2, I don't like, that was a massive in-season move, but I don't remember like when they traded for Jermaine Dye. I have no idea what
the Celtics Isaiah Thomas trade for Kyrie broke my heart too. It ended up being for the best, even though it was really messed up the way it went down. But that one broke my heart because I thought Isaiah Thomas was like the next great Celtic. Joe, you got anything that's broken your heart?
Yeah, I do,
Any
definitely.
sports trade
lock it
trauma?
in.
Yeah.
Oh,
Lock it
yeah,
in.
no, I absolutely do.
Get in
I would
here.
say we'll start with the worst. The trade that hurt me the most by far was the Halliburton trade, because I was just over the moon and I thought this dude was going to be great. And I was just the biggest fan. I remember seeing him play in summer league and just being like, this guy is going to be special. I was so bought in on Halliburton. So when I woke up that morning to see that he was traded, that was genuinely the most upset I've been at sports probably ever. So that was tough. That one really sucked.
Yeah.
And then I will say I got a couple for my favorite. Real quick, I did think Aaron Judge was coming to the Giants for about 5 minutes. I did.
Dude,
Because of that tweet.
You know,
so
can I real quick? I know that it's John Heyman who gets all of the flack for the arson Judge to Giants tweet.
yeah.
Yes.
Don't sleep on Susan Slusser fanning those flames.
Yeah.
Susan Slusser is a legend. She's going to be a Hall of Famer. Like, she is one of the best beat writers in the sport. And when Susan Slusser says something, she doesn't, you don't think that she's the kind of person that's just going to say, like, when she says something, there's meaning behind it. Like,
Yeah.
She wouldn't say that unless she knew a little something.
Yeah.
And when she said there's buzz in the lobby about Judge to Giants,
Yeah.
that was the moment I was like, oh.
I thought it was going to happen.
Oh, it's
for
happening.
Sure.
Slush is on it? Like, oh, bet. Wrap it up. And then the Heyman tweet is like, oh, my God.
I was in my dad's room. We were jumping. We were so excited.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
Go ahead.
Well, it just made sense because he's from the Bay and he's from around
No,
here.
he's
and
not.
Well, okay. He's
Linden
from.
No,
is
he's
not the
209. He's Linden, right? That's
Is
209,
Linden
right?
209?
I think Linden is 209.
Right,
Do
count
not
it.
take that
Count
away
it.
from us. Yeah, Bay. Oh, I hate that. No, he's 209.
Okay.
Insanity.
He's from around here. Sorry.
No, he's from around there. He's from where I'm from.
He's from around there. But and then I would say the other one, just very recently, I'm not gonna lie, it made me really happy to see Devers get traded over. I know
Thanks, Joe.
there's a lot of controversy around that, but just to not have a power bat in the lineup since Barry Bonds, when we got Devers and it was a trade, I was pretty excited. It made me happy. So
Jesse, have any thoughts on that?
Yeah, I don't know. I think Joe should go take a lap. Joe should go back to Joe. Just go away. I don't know.
Like Hunter Pence.
Yeah,
I don't think he was a trade. I don't think Pence was a trade.
I think the actual word, the trade that let me know that sports hurt, and the trade that set in motion my nihilism as an A's fan was the Mark Mulder trade. And then the Tim Hudson trade.
And then the trade after that. And then the trade
yeah,
after that.
Because it was the big three. That's my foundation as a baseball fan was Barry Zito, Tim Hudson, Mark Mulder.
Yeah.
Like, that was the thing in my life. Because that happened when I was 10, 11, 12. Like, when you're really coming into your own as a sports fan and, like, understanding what's happening. And I remember sitting at my friend Paul's house, playing video games. And I forget how, I don't know if I got a phone call from one of my folks or we saw it on the internet. I have no idea. But it was like, oh, Mark Mulder got traded. It was like, what? What? But then, you start, oh, well, they're going to trade him. And then they get more good players back. And it was like, oh, okay, so this is just a thing. Okay. And then it just kept happening over and over.
I didn't get to that realization until like later on in life. Not till like the Celtics traded Paul Pierce, because the Dolphins never really had anyone like worth good enough to trade or whatever. They always just stunk. Then Ricky Williams retired, and I was like distraught. The Red Sox kept David Ortiz and everyone around. So
it is really.
I learned that lesson later on in life. I was like, oh yeah, he's not going to stay at Celtic his whole career.
It is interesting as we talk about this, and then you go look at the landscape for Sacramento and for the Kings as you listen to the jump here. That's Jesse Tapia. I'm Kyle Madsen. Joe Brazil behind the glass. We're with you every day from 7 to 9 right here on ESPN 1320. That's Sacramento Sports Leader. I don't think there's a scenario where, like the Tyrese Halliburton trade, if the Kings had continued their ascension and they were just the beam team and they've been to the conference finals, and maybe we're talking about them as a finals contender this year, and they continued on that path. I don't think Joe Brazil sits here today and goes, God, that Tyrese Halliburton trade was just terrible.
Yeah, no, because they capitalized.
Right. But we've gotten there because out of the gate, they traded Halliburton. It's like, what are they doing? What? And then Domas comes in, and that first year, there's rocket ship. And you went, oh, wow, both sides won.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
Like, amazing.
Yeah.
And now we're at this point where, hey, that's just very clearly not the case anymore.
No, it's gone so wrong over here.
Right. And so, and that's not what I want to relitigate, but I don't think there's a scenario with this Kings team as we talk about who's going to be traded, who would you rather see traded, if they're going to make one move, what would you want it to be? I don't think there's a scenario where the Kings make a trade here and we look back on it in 5 years and we're like, and somebody goes, wow, that Malik Monk trade was the worst trade of my life. If you're a kid who loves Malik Monk, if you're a 10-year-old, if you've got kids and your kid got a Malik Monk jersey for Christmas and that's his dude, that would obviously hurt the kid who doesn't, understand the kind of gravity of it.
Sabonis doesn't. There's a lot of Sabonis jerseys out there for adults.
Yeah,
but you think.
But I think there's
no one's holding on to that still.
No, I don't. Because I think there's an understanding of where we're at.
Yeah,
I think there's a people would be bummed if Domantas Sabonis is your favorite player, or shoot, if
I wonder if there's still someone like people out there that you can still build around Domas. You just haven't brought in the right guys.
Yeah, probably. And if Domas gets traded, then then they're like, wow, look, they're worse now, and this is terrible. And even though I think most people and Kings fans know ball as well as any team in the league, I think a lot of people would look at it and go, okay, that sucks. But that sucks because what Domantas Sabonis represented didn't work out.
Yeah.
I don't think it's like, what they traded. I think everybody kind of knows what it is.
What if they traded Brian Cavett in the chatty house? What if they
don't trade Brian?
No, we're not trading Brian. Brian's with us. He's
got
in.
it.
Yeah.
Okay.
What if they traded Keegan Murray? What if we before the deadline, or not even before, just after the deadline, they trade Keegan Murray for a couple second round picks?
Oh God, that'd be a disaster.
Okay, fine. Just for my point was just maybe you got some decent in return or whatever, but Keegan Murray's gone now.
There would be
on a different team.
But again, for that to be the worst trade of your life.
Yeah, that's true. We're going back to the worst trades of our lives. So I guess that'd be tough. It wouldn't be the worst trade of your life, but I think it'd be a shock to Kings fans.
It would be.
It hurt. It'd be a gut punch, I think.
Unless Atlanta goes, hey, here's New Orleans' first round pick. We would like Keegan.
Yeah.
And also you can have, I don't know, Zachary Reese-Sachet. I don't know. Pick a player. And then maybe. Oh, wow. Okay. Well, that sucks. Keegan's gone, but man, another top 5 pick. Let's go. I think that's where, and if I'm wrong, let me know, 916-909-1320. But that's where I think a lot of people would kind of go with that.
Yeah, maybe.
I think there's such a tear it down mentality that there's nothing that would register as that's the worst. Unless Keegan or Domas or Malik gets traded and they become a perennial All-NBA top 10 player. But I don't think that's going to happen with any of those guys. So, yeah, I don't know if it would register the same.
Yeah, I think you're right.
I want to sprinkle in some NFL here. We're going to talk with Sean Cunningham from KCRA3.
Shout out Sean.
Love Sean. We'll talk with him in just a few minutes. He's covering the Super Bowl. I want to ask about that, but we'll also get in on some Kings trade deadline stuff with somebody who's been around the team for many, many moons. And just want to remind everybody, speaking of the big game, Tide is the official sponsor of Odyssey's big game coverage. Tune into ESPN 1320 all week long for nonstop previews and analysis leading up to kickoff on February 8th. If it's got to be clean, it's got to be Tide. The NFC West, I think, I don't know if it got tougher yesterday.
It's going to stay tougher.
It's going to stay. That's it. That's a better way to put it. Sean McVay, Les Snead, Rams head coach and GM, they got extensions. There was some talk of a couple years ago, oh, Sean McVay, they won the Super Bowl, Aaron Donald going to retire. Maybe Matthew Stafford retires. Sean McVay goes and takes a TV job, and the Rams have to. Well, any hope of anybody had of Sean McVay retiring, I think, is out the window now.
Yeah,
with this extension,
there was always need to go to Amazon type of stuff or whatever. Yeah, he's here.
TC should have saved his call. If Kyle Shanahan and John Lynch don't win a Super Bowl by the time their contracts are up, do they get another extension?
I think their contract's taking them to 2028 right now, or 2027.
I think it's through 2027.
Okay, 2027.
I haven't been able to confirm that on Lynch.
Kyle Shanahan is a top 5 coach in the league right now, so I'd say yes. But at what point do you think that 49ers fans and that organization starts feeling how the Eagles did about Andy Reid back then. Where it's like, yes, like you're a great coach. We've won not as much as we can. Like we've gone to the NFC Championship, gone to Super Bowls, but it seems like this is kind of getting stale here.
I'm interested to see how much equity this year built.
Because I think that's the only avenue where like Kyle Shanahan is no longer the 49ers coach, where it's like, yes, he's reached his Andy Reid end where it's like, it's just time for them to go their separate ways.
Well, and that's it. And so I do wonder if 2 years is enough here. Where Andy Reid got booted from the Eagles. It wasn't like he
was there from like 1999 to like
it was a long time.
2010 or something like that.
So, but they went where was it? His last year was 2012.
Okay. Shanahan's been with the Niners for 9 years already, starting 2017.
Yep. This year, after this season, he'll be tied with Bill Walsh for the longest tenured 49ers head coach. They went 2000 to 2004. They went divisional round. These are their losses. Divisional round, conference finals, conference championship, conference championship, lost in the Super Bowl. They went 6-10 the next year, but then back in the playoffs. They lose in the divisional round. They go 8-8 the next year, but then back in the playoffs, losing the conference championship at 9-6-1. Lost consecutive wild card games. Then they went 8-8, then 4-12, and it was like, okay,
yeah,
this has run its course. I don't think we're there with the 49ers because it's not like Andy Reid lost the Super Bowl, missed the playoffs, and they booted him.
Yeah, and you look at Shanahan right now, like 2020 goes 6-10, next year 10-7, 2024 6-11, 12-5 the next year.
Right. So I think what happened was Andy Reid reached a point where it was okay, time to revamp this thing, rebuild this thing. Can you get this thing going in an upward trajectory? They go 10-6, 8-8, 4-12. Okay, he's out of there. I'm going to start something new. We need to start fresh, need a new coach. I think the Niners are right on the cusp of that. Mm-hmm. They have that same core of Juszczyk, Trent Williams, George Kittle, Nick Bosa, Christian McCaffrey we can throw in there, Fred Warner. But when those guys start to go, Trent Williams retires, George Kittle retires, Christian McCaffrey retires, how do you respond? Can you continue winning? Can you draft new all-pros? Can you continue making Brock Purdy an ascending player at his position? That's what I think is going to be the kind of the benchmark. I think he gets another extension, but it would be for like 3 years.
If I told you to put your money on
go ahead.
Yeah, if I told you to put your money on one or the other, you think Kyle Shanahan gets a Super Bowl? Do you think he gets a Super Bowl? Yes or no? Answer this question.
Yes.
You think he does it with the 49ers? Do you think he does it at his next job?
I think if
you had to put money on one of those,
the odds would say his next job.
Okay.
But at the same time, okay, now let's back here where I'm not putting money on it. If you're the 49ers, which is kind of the scope of it is not kind of, it is the scope I'm viewing this through. You get through 2027. You just won 12 games in 2025 with a completely depleted roster.
Yeah, you should not have been in the position you were.
Yes. And you get 2026, 2027. After 2027, you go 3-year extension through 2030. You can pull the plug at any point there.
Yeah.
You might have to pay him out over the final couple of years of his deal. But I think if you give him that extension, you give him 1 more year, depending on the trajectory of the team at that point. But I don't think through 2027 is enough. I do think he gets another extension. Now, John Lynch, I don't know if he wants to keep being the GM. I have no idea. Mm-hmm. But I don't think we can underrate how much Jed York doesn't want to go through what he did with Jim Harbaugh to Jim Tomsula to Chip Kelly, finally to Kyle Shanahan. You finally found a good coach.
Yeah, one of the best coaches.
Finding a good coach, and whether you like him or not, Kyle Shanahan has been a successful coach. They're not just going to pull the plug because, the TCs of the world are mad.
Yeah.
TC and people on that island are so few compared to the people who are like, hey, the Niners are in the playoffs again. Sweet. And again, that goes to something we talk about with Kings fans all the time. Like the people on Twitter, the people locked into Sports Talk Radio, locked into ESPN 1320, locked into Jump and D-Lo and KC. those are not the people who are just going to the Kings game because, hey, the Kings are playing on a Wednesday night. I have tickets. I hope they win. Like, that's not, so I think there's that portion of Niner fan too, and that's who they're trying to cater to.
Yeah.
So I think Kyle Shanahan does get another extension. If they
so
don't win
too.
a Super Bowl after that, though, or during that,
Yeah,
I think that's where
2030 feels like a good year to check it out again.
Yeah, because you can. Okay, we've gone fully into a rebuild.
It is, yeah, because it doesn't feel like this is getting stale yet.
Yeah, right. It feels like they are. If they draft well this year, they could be. I mean, they're a borderline contender this year.
If you landed George Pickens, if you Peterman threw out Justin Jefferson's name, and just if you land a top receiver, yeah, you're better.
Yeah, you're still close enough. Now, again, you get through 2027. George Kittle retires. Maybe Nick Bosa retires. Christian McCaffrey's out of there. Trent Williams is out of there. Get through 2027, and you've gone 9-8 or 8-9. And then the next year you go 6-10, then yeah, okay, this thing's going the wrong direction.
Yeah.
But I think they're going to give him a lot of leash, especially after the way this year and this season went. All right, that's Jesse Tapia. I'm Kyle Madsen. This is The Jump. Sean Cunningham, KCRA3, is going to join us next. I want to ask him, somebody who's been around the Kings for a long time, does he think there's pressure on Scott Perry? Does he think the Kings make another trade or need to make another trade? And then he's covering the Super Bowl. I have so many questions about what that's like with the Super Bowl here in Northern California. We'll talk with Sean Cunningham, KCRA3, next on ESPN 1320, Sacramento Sports Leader. Joe, we're going to need to call. Oh, sorry. Joe, we're going to need to call him. I will send you his number now. Just when there's like a couple minutes left in the break. Joe, I want you to. Oh, sorry. It's my bad. I just want you to know that every once in a while I say your name in my head like the G.I. Joe theme.
I don't remember.
I'm not familiar with that
theme off the top of my head.
Joe.
Okay. I used to love G.I. Joe. I used to love it.
That's how it goes in my head.
Michigan, I am not playing at Mather at the moment. And yeah, I like steakhouses. Yeah, of course, man. Come on.
God damn. Ah.
The what?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, he's talking about the YouTube thing. Just keep refreshing it. Yeah, like sometimes it doesn't pop up. He's talking about the audio logger.
Yeah. I got it. Okay.
Yeah, sometimes it takes forever, and sometimes I don't know, it doesn't work.
Huh. Oh, we are launching that into the sun. Okay.
So up, good kid, Dev City.
Oh, I didn't do a tweet this morning. Damn.
Walk in, bro.
I appreciate everyone with the warm re-welcome. Seriously, it means a lot. I miss being on the show and talking to you guys every day. So
Clippers and Cavs have ramped up conversations on James Harden, Darius Garland package, with both sides motivated to execute a deal relatively soon, according to Chris Haynes.
Cool.
Oh, it's me.
Yeah, you were vibing out right now. You're going to bring us back?
Welcome back to the Jump with
My
Kyle
bad.
Madsen
I was like,
and
wait,
Jesse
My bad,
Tapia.
dog.
Yeah, I was like, he's just vibing out, listening
No,
to
it's
the
good.
music
It's
right now.
good. Hey, it's a professional
Yeah,
radio
I was like,
program.
wait, he's looking at the wrong screen right
Jesse's there. I'm Kyle. That's Joe.
I'm over here vibing too. Like,
Yeah.
We're rocking
now.
out.
We're just having a good time.
There we
Like,
go.
hey, bring us back, pal.
Speaking of vibing and jamming out to music, let's get to our guy Sean Cunningham from KCRA 3. Sean Cunningham, how are you, man?
What's up, Sean?
Oh, what's up, fellas? How are you guys doing? I'm all right.
Better now that you're here. How excited are we for Bottle Rock this year?
Dude, first of all, I mean, I'm always like at peak excitement levels for that, and I'm so happy that like pretty much anytime I'm on the radio in this beautiful state of California, people know to ask me about Bottle Rock, and I don't make a dime off of it. Like, it's so crazy.
Well, you don't shut up about it, so
yeah, it's my happy place, man. Like, I go to like so many concerts and you know what? Like, that's like the perfect thing. Like, I'm gonna be honest, fellas. Like, I'm down here in San Jose for Super Bowl coverage this week, and you know, we got trade deadline stuff going on, and I'm going to be honest, guys. I didn't sleep very well last night. Like, we had a long night, and I'm like, oh, I got this morning show.
You were fired up to come on the show. You couldn't sleep. You're so excited.
Shout out, Sean.
Yeah, I had some anxiety, and like you asking me about Bottle Rock and music and like concerts is like the perfect elixir or like caffeine jolt that I needed to like feel good about like coming on the radio and not sounding completely groggy. And now I feel like I'm upbeat and ready. I purchased my tickets literally before the lineup comes out. Granted, it's like cheaper that way, but like I don't care who they put up there. Napa, Memorial Day weekend. It coincides with like the end of the NBA season for me because let's face it, neither the Kings are going to be in the finals. And
well, let's not be hasty.
Yeah, and the Warriors don't look that great either. So you know, typically I can get away from that. But yeah, every year, man, I've been there every single year, and I love it.
I got to get my concert things going. I've only been to one. I've only been to 50 Cent, like at the amphitheater in Mountain View. I gotta step it up.
Man.
Yeah,
you're a young man, Jesse. You got plenty of time. I mean, look, first of all, like concerts are the happy place. I love the fact that you know, typically, you know, because I'm at sporting events, I can't act like a fool. Every time I'm at a sporting event, you know, it's because I'm getting paid to be there. I have to act somewhat quasi-professional. So, yeah, concerts are that. I got to find there's so many concerts going on down here in the Bay for this weekend that I got to try to find my way to a couple of these.
We'll go to a concert together sometime, Sean. It'll be great.
It's going to happen.
Can't wait. We'll go to BTS together. I listened to The Jump, Sean Cunningham, KCRA3 joining us. Okay, time to be super serious radio, guys. Are you surprised at all by how this Kings season has gone? Not that they're not very good, but just how abysmal it's been?
Yeah, I'd say I'm surprised. Look, I didn't pick them to be any damn good, but not being damn good is like, you know, still being in contention for a play-in tournament. I mean, the NBA has made it completely possible for teams who are not good to still be able to compete. And I thought that, they had enough talent and enough competitive spirit and just give a damn about them. Foolish me, because I really thought that, that this team could be in the mix of a 35 to 40 win range on the season. And let's face it, guys, like I did that thinking that they'd be making a move or two that was going to help them, that would be adding to the now. And so when it gets off to, oh, you've got this injury to Keegan Murray and then Donovan Sabonis, and here we are in February now, and we're days away from the trade deadline, and this team still hasn't played a full not even one game with its full complement of players. That's a little puzzling. That's surprising, but that's also not to insinuate that this team was going to be any damn good.
Sure.
You think this deadline would be disappointing if DeAndre Hunter was the Kings' only move?
I think they would feel that way because of a lot of the work that's gone into trying to get rid of some of these bloated contracts and, somehow set themselves up for the future. I think fans would certainly feel a certain way. I don't know that I would necessarily feel that way because I'm realistic enough to know that, really since the beginning of this season, you look around the league and you know how these aprons work. Like no one's really trying to bring back money for next year. Right. And so you have so many teams trying to shed salaries that it really makes it entirely impossible to almost impossible to really try to move some of those contracts. Now, that being said, like I thought DeMar DeRozan was the ideal candidate to be moved because he only has $10 million guaranteed for next year. And the productivity that you're seeing from him over the past 2 years, his efficiency, granted, his not the most, his mid-range and just his style of game doesn't really suit today's NBA, but I'd argue that he's actually been pretty fantastic, even on a really bad team. So you can certainly see how he could help a team looking to almost bring in that baseball player, to in baseball to try to put them over the top or help them compete on just a short-term thing. So I thought he was the ideal candidate to be moved. Seeing Keon Ellis go out the door was something that knew was entirely possible. But I feel like the way these trades are, the way these aprons are, I know everyone's been real critical of how the NBA adjusts. You're going to see player salaries come down. You have to see teams kind of shed. I think I keep equating to like, when you shock a pool that has algae in it and you can't get into it right away. I don't think there's a problem with the aprons. I don't think there's a problem with what you just have to wait for the water to settle before you can kind of get back in, before it's safe to get in there. And I think, you get 2 years into this, maybe even 3 years into these aprons, then teams and players and agents and everybody realizes this is now the current landscape of the NBA, and you act appropriately and accordingly, and things kind of tend to get a little easier.
There's been a lot of smoke around the Domantas Sabonis and Toronto Raptors rumors. You mentioned bloated contracts in your last answer. Could Toronto's bloated contracts, like whether it be Quickly or Pirtle, be what stops something like that from getting done?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think, these are aggressive talks that were happening weeks ago, and you get to a point where what each side is willing to part with and what you're willing to take on. And that's what makes, especially in today's NBA with these aprons and all these teams trying to shed salaries, that's what makes it hard to have a 2-team trade executed. So I think you spend the next, several days and weeks looking across the NBA landscape and trying to see if it's possible to add a 3rd, 4th, 5th team to be able to execute something like this. So not to say anything's imminent for sure, but look, the Sacramento Kings have had a big yard sale sign on their franchise for going back to when Scott Perry took this team over. And I'd even argue a little bit before that when Monty McNair and Wes Wilcox. A lot of this began with the firing of Mike Brown and the trading of De'Aaron Fox. And I think you're just a little bit more open for business. So trust me, Scott Perry is a guy who absolutely knows what the market value is for every one of his teams. Now, it's also like you're showing up to I don't know if it's what the best analogy is, but you're showing up into a marketplace where everyone thinks you're desperate. And there might be some truth to that because, they know you want to compete. They know you want to quasi rebuild and reshape your roster. But I just remind everyone that whether it happens at the trade deadline, end of the season, the draft, you're going to reach a fiscal cliff in 2027. So everything comes off the books eventually. Next year, you've got a lot of expiring contracts that just are incredibly tradable at that point. So, whether or not you start the process now, you'll be better built to, kind of hit a reset button here pretty soon. But as you just saw in this trade with DeAndre Hunter and Keon Ellis, I mean, they have an appetite to still want to compete and still want to kind of do both, similar to what Scott Perry did with the Knicks, where he reshuffled and remained competitive and brought in some pieces. And certainly they want to have draft capital, but I'd argue they've got practically one of the most sexy assets in the entire NBA, and that's having likely a top 8, maybe even higher draft pick this summer.
Talking with Sean Cunningham. Sean, I have a 2-part question. The first part unrelated to the second part. I was gonna say Sean Cunningham, who does XYZ over at KCRA3, but in your Twitter bio it just says sports. Is this a thing like from the Barbie movie where it's like this Ken's job is sports, or what are reporter? What do we call you?
Yeah, it's I think before, it's I'm somebody who just does it all, and the one constant is sports, and it just felt like the most natural thing to put up there. I didn't want to get in too much into the weeds. That could change maybe at some point, but yeah, man, today's TV world is pretty crazy. It's what I love that allows someone like me to kind of exist in this industry, because you'll see me lugging around a camera, you'll see me having a laptop, I interview, I present. The only thing I just don't do that I don't like doing, I've done it, but I don't like doing, is anchoring, because I got into this business to cover sports, and so often I've worked with anchors that are on the desk, and yeah, they're well compensated, but they don't get to go anywhere very often unless it's like a really big event. And so, I sacrifice that to be able to kind of extend my wings and be able to, go out and cover a whole bunch of different things. And when my goal is not to work with every station in town, so I think I found my happy place. And I'm thankful, man. I'm very, very thankful to be at KCRA.
All right. Well, KCRA3 sports guy, Sean Cunningham, joining us here on The Jump. You're down in San Jose right now covering the Super Bowl. What is your favorite part about covering the Super Bowl?
Well, I'll tell you, I mean, it kind of goes back to music. Every time I've covered a Super Bowl, my favorite story has always been the Super Bowl halftime press conference, because it's a world that I don't get to dip my toe into often. It began, my first time I ever did it was Super Bowl 50 and right here in Santa Clara 10 years ago. And Gaga did the national anthem, and a little band called Coldplay, who's one of my favorites, was the halftime performer. And I was at the press conference there and taking it all in, and ended up with a selfie with Chris Martin, which was incredible. And so it was one of my favorites. It's just something I don't get to do too often, but from a sports standpoint, that's the thing when you're covering local sports for a market like Sacramento, which is a mid to large market. And it's almost like that game, that Kevin Bacon game. You can always circle things back to Sacramento, Stockton, Modesto. I mean, our market is so huge, and I love finding those local ties. I can give you, kind of one example that I did when I was in Miami, when the Niners made it to Miami, and it involves the Super Bowl halftime act. Ahkello Witherspoon, who now plays for the Rams. He was a 49er at the time. He's from Sacramento. Know his dad very well, and was with him when he got drafted by the 49ers. And here he is playing in his first Super Bowl. And he's trained by a celebrity trainer who trains the likes of Lenny Kravitz and Jennifer Lopez, who happens to be in the Super Bowl halftime that year with Shakira. And so we go to this little Miami boutique gym in a back alley and we're going to interview his trainer, which is named Dodd Romero, to talk about having his two clients, Jennifer Lopez and Ahkello Witherspoon, both appearing in the Super Bowl, and just kind of localizing an angle that way. And we go in there, and Ahkello's not there because he can't work out with his trainer because he's got to work out with his team.
Mm-hmm.
But Jennifer Lopez and Alex Rodriguez are in there, and we're one of probably 16 people in this little gym. Me and my coworker at the time, Lena Washington, do an awesome story about that. And so it's some stuff like that. And even like, you know, having these moments like Robbie Gould, who was a favorite player, the kicker, the place kicker for the 49ers at the time, you know, favorite player of this kid named Alex, who a buddy of mine put me in touch with up at Yuba City and wanted to use Robbie Gould to ask his girlfriend to prom.
Oh, that's amazing. Did he do it?
Yeah. He did. Yeah,
nice.
Awesome.
Shout out.
Did she say yes?
I had to facilitate it. She said yes. Yeah.
Come on.
He did so wearing a Bosa jersey, which was interesting.
Well, you know.
But just little things like that, man. Like, you know, it's everyone comes down here to find like an exclusive story is so difficult in a Super Bowl when all eyes are on the Super Bowl. So if you can find a moment like that where nobody else has that story, like that's what gives me chills. That's the stuff that I love doing, and it's awesome.
All right. Well, since you're covering the Super Bowl, Sean, who you got winning, the Patriots or the Seahawks?
I kind of wavered a little bit earlier, like a week ago, when everyone's giving their like hot takes and instant reaction. I mean, I know the Seahawks are favored. I still think the NFC West is the best division in all of football, and I kind of like their path and journey to the to Levi's Stadium. It's obviously a stadium with respect to Niner fans that they're very comfortable in. I think they stashed some cigars somewhere in the locker rooms from the divisional or from that last season win that gave the end of the season win that gave them the top seed to do what they did. But I'm kind of like the KCRA Patriots beat writer right now, beat reporter. I've been around them the most. And well, I'm going to be around them the most. The more I kind of look at their story and just kind of the fun and frivolity that's around that team, and just kind of the you know, the looseness that they play with, and some of the like unexpected paths to the NFL, you know, not having a bunch of guys that were just like the most blue chip type, you know, athletes, the highest recruited athletes, and just have guys that kind of carved out their own way and had unique paths. Like I kind of dig it. I kind of buy into it a little bit, and them going 9-0 on the road, and them getting behind this whole Road Warriors thing, and Vrabel just kind of leading the charge on it. Like, I don't know. I'm kind of buying into it, man. I really kind of am. So I was leaning Seahawks initially and could certainly rationalize that. And we were on set with Asante Cleveland, who from Sacramento, he's one of our NFL guys that comes on KCRA, former Niner and Patriots.
Niner legend, yeah.
Yeah, and so he had picked the Patriots because he played with them. So it made me kind of want to do the other way. I didn't want to just agree with him. So I was like, let me make a case for the Seahawks, and I kind of believe it. But you know, a week or so later, now I'm looking at it going, do I really believe that? I'm kind of pulling for the Patriots right now.
KCRA 3 Patriots beat reporter Sean Cunningham, nice enough to join us here on a Tuesday morning. Sean, thank you so much, man, and enjoy Bottle Rock and the Super Bowl.
I'm sure I'm talking to you guys before Memorial Day, right?
I hope.
Yeah, we'll make that happen.
So.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, just in case.
How really spacing out these interviews, I guess. Conversations.
All right, Sean, we'll talk to you in June.
Appreciate you, Sean.
Thanks, guys. Talk to you soon.
Thanks, bud. See ya. There you go. Sean Cunningham, KCRA 3.
Enemy of Kyle Madsen.
What enemy? Why?
Yeah, you're not having him on until May.
Maybe. I was just trying to full circle the interview because we're talking about Bottle Rock. Anyways.
Just trying to land.
Anyways. I have not wavered. I still think Seattle's going to win.
I think so, too. I think I'm off the 2 scores thing. It's the Super Bowl. Anything can happen. It's always a weird game.
I'm still on the 2 scores thing.
I'm
really
Patriots
concerned about the Patriots' ability to score points.
Maybe.
Their
like they have
this really bad.
It's looked really bad. They've also played really good defenses throughout the way. And like, hold on, let me finish. They're also going to play the best one they've probably seen, if not for the Texans, in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, maybe that's the theme here, but I'm going to give them one more chance. I think it'll be a little bit closer. I like Drake May. They feel like a team where it's like, oh, they landed a top receiver in the offseason. Now here come the Patriots next year. But I mean, they're here now.
Yeah. I just can't I can't.
The
as badly
Patriots
as that-
defense is also really good too.
It is. I don't
Like,
think,
they
I don't
can
think
keep-
it's going to be 41-6.
Yeah, they can keep it pretty low. What was 40? Which one was 41-6? Was that the Broncos one?
What?
Who-
No.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. Yeah.
See,
Yeah, it's tough. I'm thinking Super Bowls right now.
Niners, Seahawks.
Seahawks, Broncos, and it was like 48-6, I think, or something like that.
48-8, 46-8,
Something like that.
42-8.
Yeah.
something to 8.
Yeah.
Oof.
Either way, yeah. I don't think it's gonna be that bad or anything like that.
No. I just don't. I think if Seattle scores,
I could see it being 21-17.
yeah, I think like 21,
That's probably where I lean right now.
24-10.
Oh, that's gonna
Feels.
stink.
That's how it feels to me right now. But maybe the Patriots and Josh McDaniels and maybe Drake May is just that dude, and they prove me wrong. Would love that. I'll be rooting hard for them. Did you see? Hey, did you see the San Jose Sharks mascot put on Instagram a
SJ
video? Yeah, Sharky put on Instagram a video of him like teaming up with the Seahawks mascot.
Oh, I didn't. No way. I'm gonna go look for it. Really, you can't do that.
I have no idea what the goal is there.
This was on the Sharks page. Do you know?
Yeah, I don't, unfortunately, and I don't.
can't
It would be
do
bad
that.
radio if I sit here and look it up.
No, I'm looking it up. Don't even worry about it. You can't
Okay,
do that
great.
though.
No, man, I don't care how many. It's Blitz the Seahawk and official SJ Sharky. Yeah, so they collaborated on this post. I don't know if this is a like anti-Patriots thing.
Well, what sense does that make?
I don't know. It doesn't
doesn't.
make any.
Yeah, no,
The
that's
Patriots
bad
are
for
not
our
public
Sharks.
enemy number one here.
No, the Seahawks
if
are.
this was any other, if this was any non-NFC West team, I would get it.
Maybe the animals are teaming up here.
For what?
I don't know. Taking down the human. It's Pat the Patriot.
Nah. That doesn't
That's
make
the only-
any
that's the
sense.
only explanation I could
that doesn't
come up
make
with.
any sense.
Maybe the animals are teaming up here. I don't
doesn't
know.
make any sense.
It
to
doesn't,
me.
but like that's the only plausible one, I
Like,
think.
dude, not only is it the Seahawks, man, like that's the Niners' biggest rival.
No, yeah, it is.
They just beat you 54-11, 9?
Yes.
54-9 in 2 games? Get out of here.
Yeah, that's not.
Out of here, Sharky.
Yeah, we need.
That
we
is
need
your
better
real
management
name?
There. Shout out to
Um,
Sharky.
Yeah, shout out to Sharky and shout
Sharks
out to,
lost yesterday though.
Yeah, they did.
The
6-3,
games have been
yeah.
fun though. I've been enjoying
Chicago.
watching the
Yeah,
games.
dude, lock
They've been
in,
really
dude.
fun.
The Sharks are a ton of fun. You know what else is a ton of fun is playing daily fantasy on Underdog, because it not only enhances the sports watching experience, which it does for me, it also enhances the big game. Like the big game is already fun, but it's even more fun when you have multiple lineups. I gave you a lineup yesterday. Jesse showed today how easy it is
Very
to
easy.
go in and build a lineup on Underdog. You open the app, you scroll through. They have they have a ton of sports, but I'm locked into the big game. I don't want to sprinkle
The
in
game.
NBA. I don't
The
want to
big
sprinkle
game.
in anything like that. I'm just focused on that. And Jesse's lineup, out of the projections I picked, he went Jackson Smith and Jigba higher than half a rushing and receiving touchdown. Love that. Travion Henderson lower than 18.5 rushing yards. I don't think they're going to rely on a rookie. 18.5 feels low, like they're trying to get people to pick higher. And then Cooper Kupp higher than 3.5 receptions. Sam Darnold, it feels like it's going to lean a lot on Cooper Kupp while the Patriots try and take away Jackson Smith and Jigba. So I love that. That is our 3-player lineup, the official lineup of the Jump on Underdog. So what are you waiting for? Download the Underdog app today and use promo code KYLEM. That's KYLEM to score $75 in bonus entries when you play your first $5 on fantasy. That's promo code KYLEM, KYLEM. If you make a lineup, if you get Underdog and you make a lineup, send it to me and I will also put in that lineup. I'm going to tail whatever lineups you send me. So send it to me, Instagram, Twitter, whatever. And we'll have a ton of fun on the Underdog app. Underdog, make picks, win money, must be 18 plus and present in California. Terms apply. See assets.underdogfantasy.com/web/play and get terms _DFS_.html for details. Concerned with your play, call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.ncpgambling.org. That's Jesse Tapia. I'm Kyle Madsen. Joe Brazil on the ones and twos. We are out of here for today. D-Lo and the Rich Eisen Show coming up next. The Jump Rewind coming up after that. D-Lo and KC coming up at 2. If there's any breaking news, we'll be on here live at noon on ESPN 1320. Until tomorrow at 7 a.m. Drink water. Be nice, people. See you.
Good show. Good show. Shout out to the chat house. Thanks for waking up. Good morning, everyone. Still.
Good morning. And it feels good to be back, guys. I'm happy.
Shout out Joe Brazil. Back. Yeah, Germs, the show. 2 hours flies by. Is this what we're doing? Are we calling you guys the jumpers? I've seen this twice. I think Tyler Jennings threw it in there yesterday.
Kind of love it. This is what we're doing. All right. Feel good about it. All right, Chatty House. Appreciate you guys.
See you guys later.
See you tomorrow.